And we back. We back. Welcome to Rap and Dough, the home of money conversations. This is conversation that brings compensation. Ah, man. Let's get into this recap. So our boy Shaduer, son of Deion Sanders, finally got picked 5th round. Everybody expecting him to go first round. It's a lot of hoopla going on about why he got picked 5th round. And it's type shady. A lot of people saying the league tried to humble him. And based off my post, because I had reposted Dr. Boyce Watkins, his post, I remixed his post, and basically he's saying that you can't pass on a job. And we kind of been saying this, yeah, we kind of been saying this for years in regards to black wealth, because a lot of times we push our kids to become rappers. A lot of them want to be rappers. A lot of them want to be football players and basketball players. They put all their eggs in that basket and not necessarily looking to be scholars. And it's a slim chance that you can make it to the league, whether it's NBA or NFL. But it's a higher chance that you can become a lawyer or some type of professional. But a lot of times we put our kids in, the sports summer camps instead of like a scholarly summer camp, and push scholastics. And this is a rare case because we talking about a Hall of Fame player's son that we would expect that they would pay homage, and he would have some more leeway. It would have been a little bit more easier for him to slide and get picked in the first round, but he didn't. And basically, our premise, his premise, Boyce Watkins, and mine as well, it's like I'd rather us push for ownership of things, because you can't call no shots if you don't own the joint. You can't call no shots. You know what I mean? I don't care what your name say. But if you don't own the joint, you don't call no shots. So we've been saying this for some years. Like, we pushing ownership out here. Own what you can. Starting with assets, businesses. Like, shout out to Deo Senior. If you tapping in, let me know where y'all coming from too. But business ownership. Own something so you can call shots where you own things. But a lot of people saying that they tried to humble him. He got too much bravado, he got too much confidence, and that's an issue in itself. Because, like I said, that family, the Sanders family, is very prominent. They got paper, and the owners, because we've been having this talk even when Kaepernick was going through his issues. It's like these owners, they can do what they want with you. You dig? And they don't like what you're doing. They don't like what you're about. They can sit your ass down, just like they did Kaepernick. Look where he at. He's still knocking on the NFL door, trying to get in, type shit. And we can go down a list. Like, if they don't like how you acting, they can get you up out of there. You dig? So our premise is own some shit. And I'm like, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. All these multimillionaires, 100 millionaires, like, why can't they start their own league? Like, what's his name? Ice Cube started his own league, Big Three, but they don't like that. The NBA don't like that either, because they so used to being the establishment. They so used to being the go-to place for black people, because we all know that both leagues is predominantly ran or participated in by us. So when we try to take our power back and start our own thing, it's hella pushback. They trying to shortcut his deals and all types of wild shit with that league. If you look that up, the big three, there's a lot of stuff that Ice Cube been trying to do with his league as far as sponsorships is concerned, and things along them lines. And the NBA, just like some people purport that Jay-Z was doing blackballing, like Jay-Z was doing a lot of artists in the industry. It's like, yeah, don't play his record, you dig? NBA was doing stuff like that, on some monopoly shit, in the back rooms, and talking about, oh yeah, well, don't support that, and don't endorse that. So yeah, you got that going on, but did that stop Ice Cube? Nah, it didn't. So my thing is, why don't we pool our money together? Because that's another one of our issues. Like, a lot of cultures pool their money together. Like I've been talking about, the Jews, and the Jewish Phenomenon book is super heavy. That they pool their money together. They're not the only culture. Spanish people, Hispanic, they pool their money together. It's been a running joke since forever. Like, they live 5-6 deep in the crib, but they stacking money and they sending money back home. I know a few Mexicans that they come over here with a 10-year plan, something like a 10-year plan, and they live together and they share rent or mortgage, and they send money back home, because their whole plan is to go back home once they send X amount of money back. Like, they don't come here to stay forever. They come here, they get their money, and they pool their money together, they share rent, and they send money back home. So we could take notes from a lot of these cultures in regards to pooling our money together and making things happen, making some shit shake. But that's one thing we have to work on within the black community. So I'm all for, us pooling our money together and starting our own league, so we ain't got to go through this shit. Like, humble him. Like, why are you trying to humble somebody? Like, what's that about? But when somebody else of another complexion shows confidence, oh, it's crickets. Oh, he's just, they'll put another label on it. They won't call it cocky or bravado. They'll say something else, less threatening. You dig? So, bottom line, we need to own some more stuff. We need to start pooling our money together and start our own leagues. That's my opinion. Which leads me to my next post, which was our guy Myron. I forgot his last name. Myron Golden. Yeah. And basically assets. I'm not going to stop talking about assets. We wasn't taught that assets is what we should be stacking instead of cash. If you're going to stack cash, it should be in order to buy assets, because cash loses value, whereas though assets bring cash flow as well as appreciate in value. So if anything, we're going to be stacking our cash. We need to be stacking our cash in order to stack assets. So I'm never going to stop talking about that, because you got to think about it. Like I said, the money loses value due to inflation. Every year, your money can buy at least 2% less. Myron. Yeah, Myron Gaines. I think that's his name. I forgot what I said his name was, but yeah, y'all could check the post out after this live. But Myron, I know his first name Myron, but we only can work so many hours, right? But assets work 24/7. Assets gain value, whereas though cash loses value. So that's one of the things we wasn't taught in school. We wasn't taught that cash loses value. They say we get interest in the bank account, but that interest doesn't outdo inflation. Most bank accounts don't even get 1% interest, whereas though inflation is 2 to 3%. So our money basically dies in the bank. So if anything, we need to be stacking our money in order to buy more assets, which is going to bring us back way more than 4%, right? And depending on the asset, it's going to appreciate in value. So the asset is going to be even worth more on top of the cash flow. You hear what I'm saying? So I think that is his name, Myron Gaines. But yeah, we need to be stacking assets, you dig? We need to stack assets, not stacking cash just to be stacking cash. So that was a good segue into that one, the ownership, because of course assets, ownership, they go hand in hand. But lastly, we talk about wealth, manhood, and relationships. I want to know how the fellas feel about our women, women we might be dating, looking to take serious. How do you feel once you find out or peep that they post revealing pictures of themselves on social media? Because that last post, it kind of hit home, because I'm like, ooh, I was just having this conversation not that long ago. And there's a sort of naive stance that some of them take. Like, they don't know what it does. They don't know that the internet is worldwide. But I think that's some bullshit. I think they know, but try to play dumb, which is basically insulting your intelligence, which should piss you off even more. This is why niggas be going upside females' heads, and I'm not promoting domestic violence. But when people play with your intelligence, especially women, when they play with your intelligence, it pisses people off, especially me. I don't like my intelligence played with. But a lot of women like to play the naive role, like they don't know that posting naked pictures or ass and titties on social media is a sign that you're attention seeking. Like it's what like you gotta be a retard of sorts to not know that you're advertising yourself. Like, stop fucking playing with people, right? But how do y'all feel about that? Because it seems to be picking up steam, that post, that people are like, yeah, like, duh, she's showing her ass and tits on there. Like, why you don't make her your girl? She's a jump off. Like, she's for everybody. Clearly, she posting pics for everybody, people she know and people she don't know. She like, look at this ass, look at these tits. So the post was basically saying, like, she is not to be trusted. How could you trust her? Right? So if you pose that question to her, like, yo, how am I to trust you when you don't even know that this is not trust building activities? You posting pics of your tits and ass is not necessarily trust building activities. Like, you're basically advertising to the world, look at this. And then, the inbox going crazy. You dig what I'm saying? So, in the comments after this live, I want to know how y'all feel about that. I know how I feel about it. Like, I don't trust it. at this point, I super don't trust it. And not even necessarily social media, like even out in public. Like, what are you doing? Because now what you're doing is whoever you're dealing with, you're putting them at risk, because it's our job as men to protect the woman, right? So let's say we not with them and they out looking scandalous, you know, coochie print showing, booty out, stomach out, tits out, and somebody run down on them and be like, yo, what's good, shorty? And they like, oh, I'm good. You know what niggas be saying. Oh, fuck you then, bitch. You ain't all that anyway. You know how it go. So what if they go overboard with it and she come back and tell you? It's like, you know, we can be the bigger person and be like, oh, they just words. But what if you're not that kind of person to take, you know, to be the bigger person? What if you want to go see about it? So now, because she want to dress scantily, now you're like, because you might not win that fight. You might get jumped. You might get shot. You might die because she want to be scantily dressed, right? So that there is a liability, to say the least. It's life-threatening for her to be naive or play naive, that dressing like that, putting herself out there to the world like that. And it's embarrassing, especially if you're a man of means and a man of standard. Like, you have a reputation. People see a girl out, tits and ass out, because everyone knows what that means. It's like, look at me. Everyone knows what that means. But for them to act like they don't, some of them, not all of them, because I got some that don't even play the internet, don't even play those games. But those are the more mentally sound. And, you know, you will hope that it's kind of hard to assume that all girls are mentally sound. Some girls got more things going on than others. You know, more of a tumultuous past than others. Some got brought up with their father and, you know, brothers that schooled them. Some didn't. So you can't assume that all girls are smart. But when they start revealing these things and, you know, it becomes a challenge, now you have to keep reiterating what this stuff does. That's when it becomes an issue, because now you're expending unnecessary energy on something that should be common sense, right? So yeah, basically the post was saying these women can't be trusted, and I agree, because now it's like, if that's what, like, let's say you meet them and they already had this type of shit going on, it's like they have to go over and beyond to prove that they're trustworthy. And some of them not really willing to go, you know, because if they already doing that stuff, it's like, I don't know if they even mentally in the place, in the space to go over and beyond to prove that they're trustworthy. I don't even know if they know what that means. Because if you do know what that means, you wouldn't even put yourself in that position to not be trusted in the first place. Right? So, yeah, I get where homie coming from. And sometimes we might think we can, we can't think we can fix girls, man. Like, that can be mentally draining. So I would recommend the fellas, and y'all can tell me what y'all think in the comments. I recommend the fellas to not, you already know what it means. So play it like what it is. Treat it like what it is. Shit, you might be able to put her on a stroll, get some money out of her. I mean, make her bring money back home. Like if that's how she want to play, let's do it for real. You know what I mean? You want to show your booty, you want to be available. All right, well, let's make you available then. Let's make you really available. And you know what I mean? Let's monetize this then. Fuck it. Because in essence, that's what you're doing. It's just on the internet now. You might as well just walk down the street. Might as well put you on a strip. You dig? But yeah, so as far as taking them serious, they have to go over and beyond to prove themselves trustworthy to be in a serious relationship. So if you're willing to go through that type of vetting process, who knows how long that'll take? Because who knows how long they've been thinking this way, thinking that that's cool. So you might have a lot of unwinding to do. And if you got that type of time on your hands, I still wouldn't recommend it, but have at it. But like bro said, she might need to grow up, and not on your watch. You dig? Save yourself a lot of emotional stress, a lot of energy, expounded energy that needs to be put somewhere else. So let me know in the comments. Y'all can go ahead and check those posts out if y'all didn't see them already. And I think this is the last weekend for that sale, y'all. 50% off all financial literacy tools, everything except the rental car course, because I'm an affiliate for that course. So that's not my course per se, but that's the course that I learned from. So I became an affiliate for that course. So I'm still offering it, but it's not for sale unless that person puts it up for sale. It's not on sale for me, but all my other products, the dividends and the investing stuff, all that's on sale, 50% off if you use code SALE. So go ahead, level up, get your mind right, and if you ain't already, go ahead and click the follow. And also follow me on YouTube, because I'm going on live on there every week at Rapping Dough. Alright, so it's your man Don Bucks. This is conversation that brings compensation. I might see y'all tomorrow. I don't know, I might take a day off. But if not, I'll see y'all tomorrow. If not, Monday.